Let us talk about the first case study that you have done, Sarita. Uh, how it appealed to this kind of audience, because you also place this case study as a reflection of a consumerist and very self-conscious and service to oneself kind of readership, particularly contemporary women of the time in the Hindi belt.
Yeah, so I actually begin the book with Sarita, which still runs to this day. So if you're thinking, is that the Sarita that I'm talking about? It very much is. Delhi Press still ran Sarita at the time. So it's the same publication house, Caravan, same people. In fact, Caravan comes out in 1940, the first journal periodical that they publish in English. And Sarita follows in 1945.
There is another quite not what you will tell as lowbrow, Saras Salil came later, and it is said that the Hindi publications financed the Caravan because of the sell figure. I don't know what was the position then, because Illustrated Weekly of India was popular, so was Dharmyog, but one is not sure how Caravan sold.
So if I were to go back to Delhi Press a little bit, Delhi Press actually started out as a printing press. So they were not a publishing house. So this is 2 generations before our hero of the story, Vishwanath, sort of enters the picture, right? Vishwanath is a very young man, and he's inherited this printing press from his parents, grandparents, and he wants to usher in a revolution. Young man, fair enough. It's what does Sarita really do which taps into people's imagination? Number one, it asserts the idea that you can let go of this idea of the service to the nation. That's important. But there's another embedded history of Hindi that I think we have to keep front and center, and that is Hindi's own nationalist history. So great journals of the early 20th century that flourished, were financially viable, and so on and so forth, were very invested in an idea of Hindi, an idea of an institutionalized Hindi. And a Hindi that would be in service to the nation again, and the national, and therefore embody itself as nationalist. What Sarita does very interestingly is that it says that you can let go of that service to the nation, you can let go of that service to the language. You have the right to read a language that you enjoy, right? And so I am very invested in this category of pleasure. Again, if I were to circle back to the idea of consumption that we were talking about earlier, it has very, very deep roots in how women consumed these magazines that I talk about in the book. Service to the nation, service to Hindi. Women are always part of any kind of service. So women's, it's been very, commonly or actually also theorized that women were meant to be mothers of the nation. Mother India is this grand image that stands for all of us, enduring image. Sarita's readers are encouraged to consume materials. Women are encouraged to consume materials. Women are encouraged to write. Women write back. Women are agentive co-constitutors of this universe. So they are saying service to the self in that regard. So it's not just built, so consumption is not just like conspicuous consumption and people are running away with soaps and detergents and so on. Oftentimes I find that the advertisements are for products that maybe people would have been able to buy, maybe not, because this is the license Raj. This is the Raj of standing in lines in the 1950s, something that we've not seen.
Scarcity economy.
Yeah, scarcity economy, commodity control. And so what does it mean to even express the right to, say, read for a woman and not to do any other job, but to just read for pleasure, or to read to talk about makeup, or to read to talk about the problem of, say, sindoor. It's an ugly thing, one of the writers writes. That I think for me is quite interesting, right? I mean, you think that it's just consumption, but it's doing so much more. It's offering a critique